Hello, hello, lovely humans of Earth, and welcome. KARL Pilkington's Satisfied Fool. Now, I don't know if that satisfied fool means, it goes hand in hand with the ignorance is bliss thing, and KARL is the blissest of people. But we're about to find out. KARL Pilkington is best known as being part of the world record-breaking Ricky Gervais podcasts. All right, let's do this, because I got nothing to say. It's raining. Weather in everything in Argentina is extremely exhausting. But weather in Argentina is extremely exhausting because it makes absolutely no freaking sense. One day it's 30 degrees and then the next it's like 16 degrees and raining. People don't know how to dress or anything. You go outside and you can see everything. People in shorts, people in flip-flops, people with like 7 jackets on because nobody has any clue what the hell to wear. So, having said that, it's raining right now, which sucks. I mean, it was beautiful 2 days ago. Just, whatevs. Anyway, that's it. That's my report on today. Neck is better. Life is fine. We're watching KARL. By the way, thank you for providing this. I appreciate it.
So yeah, this is my secondary school, where I think I came for about 3 years. I mean, a part of me wishes I did try a bit harder, just because of like mates and that who I know now are always saying, "Oh, KARL, you're stupid and stuff. You don't know enough. You should know more and all."
Are those mates Ricky and Steven? Just a thought.
But I'm also thinking, well, being intelligent doesn't make you any happier anyway.
Nope.
So yeah, that's just what I find out really.
Hey, could you stand another drink? I'm better when I don't think. Seems to get me through.
It must suck though to have your whole career be based on just how dumb you are. And having a show called An Idiot Abroad. This is called Satisfied Fool. It's just, I don't know. It sucks. Even when he makes his own things, it's like there's something called Sick of It and The Moaning of Life. He's just a grumpy, unintelligent human being, and that's what his career is. I mean, that I know that has to get to him. That sucks.
I don't think KARL's going to learn anything from this, to be honest.
And
nothing important stays in there. So I think he learned everything he was ever going to learn by about 12. But he thought he had 2 GCSEs, one in art and one in geography. I called the school. He didn't take either of those. He got an E in history. So he didn't remember what stuff he doesn't remember turning up to that one.
Do you know, Ricky, this evening we're actually putting KARL into a Mensa test.
Okay. First you had to explain to him what a Mensa test was, I assume. I think he'd do all right. I think he's got, quite a good natural intelligence. I think if you take sort of any formal education and knowledge out of the equation, I think he'd surprise you. I think he'd do okay at that. Because he's got a good brain. He's just, he's never used it.
Oh, dude, I was just gonna say, it actually sounds like a compliment, and then he just kind of ruined it. But he has a point, because the guy isn't... It's so hard to define KARL's anything, honestly, but because he's not stupid. He has great points and great ideas. He just doesn't... He's not a good communicator. He doesn't know how to communicate them, and he mixes up facts and stuff and ends up inventing stuff. But, like, if you go to the core of most of the things, the ridiculous things he says, there's stuff there. There's good stuff there. So, I don't know. Let's see how this plays out.
Thanks for taking the test. I hope you'll do well.
He doesn't look happy. I always forget how tall he is.
Murder. I don't know, I mean, I thought, you know, like they say, go off gut feeling and stuff. But even the gut wasn't kicking in, that wasn't even helping me. But other people in there didn't seem to be struggling. After the first set, there was a woman sat next to me doing a Sudoku. She wanted more, she wasn't happy just relaxing the brain, she just kept going and what have you. I mean, it's multiple choice, so you can take a bit of a lucky dip. Do you know what I mean? Just have a gamble. But, yeah, I'm not sort of positive about it. I don't think, you know, I'll be jumping up and down and what have you. With joy. I thought I'd go and see, like, an intelligent person, just to see, you know, how they spend their day and see if it's something that, you know, I think, oh yeah, wish I was intelligent.
3 feet tall, with a head like a bowling ball. Can't get up from
No
head like a bowling. 3 feet tall, with a head like a bowling
That's
ball.
messed up.
Can't get up from where you fall. You bring this back
man.
to me.
That was funny though.
I don't do any cooking, by the way. It's like I leave that to the girlfriend most of the time, and I just I wash up. So I can do you? Yeah, I can do that. That's Jermaine Gray. That's the intelligent person that I'm seeing. She said I could talk to her while she was busy making bread. Would you say, you know, your intelligence has brought you a lot of happiness? Would you say, you know, if I went out my way to learn more and read more, would I be happier with it?
I can't make that question make sense because the happiest people on earth are idiots.
Exactly. So
Clever.
that's how it makes sense, woman. The answer is no. Excuse me. Also, that is the bluest kitchen I've ever seen in my entire life. But I actually really like that color. I don't know if I'd do the same, but I just really like that color.
Clever is not the same as intelligent.
I used to have a living room. One wall was that color. The same color. Oh, so pretty. Anyway, sorry.
I can't make that question make sense because the happiest people on earth are idiots.
For a reason.
Clever is not the same as intelligent.
No.
And intelligent is nothing to do with having a storehouse of facts about anything or even having a good memory.
So what you're saying is then you can be quite intelligent, but you're not always going to be right.
Wouldn't that be dreadful to be always right?
But that's how it comes across with a lot of intelligent people, because they argue a lot and you're like, oh, stop arguing, just one of you just say you might be right and go home. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like every time he talks about these particular topics, he always has Ricky right here on his mind. Every time. Maybe even Steven too. But I feel like most of what he says is just envisioning Ricky, just making fun of him for being dumb. When a lot of the times Ricky does make fun of him for being dumb and stuff, Ricky isn't right either. Or he ends up making fun of him and saying when he's actually right. So I feel like that must just bother him a lot.
Happy to, you see things on like Newsnight or whatever, and it's just like, none of them are going to back down, and then they go, that's all we've got time for, see you next week. And you go, well, what's been sorted out? And that's why
things
I
are
don't
not
like
meant to
watching
be sorted out.
it. Well, what's the point in chatting about it?
Can I make this fucking bread?
Yeah, go on, yeah, make a start on it.
You see, that's like what happens on Newsnight. Asked a question, never got an answer.
This should feel like human flesh. Just feel it. It's a bit cool
I like that
today.
sound he makes.
Yeah, that's pretty good, that.
When he's
Feels nice.
analysing. It's
Doesn't
like
it feel
an
nice?
analysing
Yeah, that's good. Girlfriend doesn't let me do it anymore. Sort of trying to cook.
That's because you're not giving it enough attention. But I don't.
I sort of give it a go. She walked in one day and they had sausages in the toaster. And she went mental at me. Do you know how sausages make a load of mess when you put them in a pan? And I'm quite. It was when I first got a flat, and I was really sort of. I wanted everywhere to be clean all the time.
No, I am beginning to think you might be just a tad stupid.
See, sometimes I wonder if I'm meant to be intelligent. Whenever I sort of try to teach myself something will happen to stop me learning that thing. Like here, she went off and got me a book, and then look what happens.
Given. Oh, fucking lady.
Look at this. If we go in a bit, you're stuck in this.
She gives me a book and then look what happens. God, no wonder he knows nothing. It's God's will for him to remain that way. The universe is against him learning anything. This is amazing. The way he just says it, like, look what happens.
Often got me a book, and then look what happens.
Given, oh, fucking later.
Look at this, if we go in a bit, you're stuck in there.
Oh no, it's alright, mate.
Anyway, I thought now would be a good time to sort of show me Mensa results. I thought they might look better in the dark.
I did a Mensa test. I did one a couple of weeks ago.
And?
You might understand the results. Can I just show you the piece of paper? Because the results are really complicated, and I was like, what does that mean?
But surely you've already realised that Mensa people are the dreariest people on earth.
Yeah.
And the most socially maladroit.
Yeah.
Dude, she's like mega mean. I don't like her. I don't know. She's like very negative.
They're boring.
They are impossible.
Not if you got a
And
talk.
they generally have nothing but their Mensa qualification.
So what do you think? What would that... Say if you didn't know me, but you saw that piece of paper, and you saw this piece of paper before I came to see you today, what would you be thinking in your head?
Nothing.
You wouldn't judge me by that?
Judge you by the cattle B scale? No.
You're going to cut into that?
My mom made bread once. Oh my God. I don't know what she did wrong because I don't know how to make bread. But oh man, she messed up. But it was a brick. You throw it, you chuck that thing at somebody's head and they are dying, okay? It was so heavy. It was ridiculous. It was obviously inedible, but it was, how do you put, like, say, I don't know, 500 grams of flour and then just like 30 grams of yeast and whatever else it takes and have the result be like a 30-pound freaking chunk of bread? How is that? How does that happen? That was insane. But she never made bread again. Thank God.
Down. But you can take it home if you like.
Can I?
Yep.
What, all of it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'll have my pie and my mash, gravy.
Oh, you're not a wholemeal bread man. You'll be saying, oh, I'd rather have me white bread. I don't like that bread. It's got roughage in it. It's going to make me have a big shit. It will.
That's good
big
though,
and
isn't it?
perfectly formed.
That's
it'll
good.
be.
That's healthy.
It is healthy.
So, not a very good brain, but
Terrific
good
bowels.
She was nice enough, and I got some sort of free bread out of it, and it was sort of good to know that no matter how sort of different we were in the brain department, we could still sort of both have a laugh about my arse.
There you go.
Anyway, I kind of thought maybe it's not my fault that I don't know much. I thought it might be my brain's fault. So I went to see this bloke who's a professor who knows all about brains and what have you at this university, where everyone in there sort of looks like a professor.
I absolutely love how this is like a reoccurring thing, that there is Karl and Karl's brain, and they are not one of the same. I absolutely love that. It's not his fault, it's his brain's fault. Onion.
making one just for me. But
I mean, look, she only makes a tea. Look at her.
just a little bit of milk, no sugar, please.
That's the fellow I'm seeing there. His name's Heinz. He was going to tell me, you know, how to use my brain better.
This is the way. This is the way.
He had loads of slides and stuff. He had pictures of like brains and Einstein. He had one of a monkey, and he just sort of said the best thing you can do with your brain is just to let it think.
You are the particular strain of animal, Homo sapiens. You are. It's about 80,000 years old, somewhere between 50 and 80,000 years old. I'd like to be at that borderline somewhere where it happened, because something happened which suddenly made us so much more competent than the hyenas and lions.
But
and
that's
so
what
on.
I'm saying about, you know, the brain. I don't understand how it jumped so quickly. For me, I mean, you see, do you know you're open to theories and things? I'm sort of thinking the brain, is there any chance that could have come from somewhere else? Like a type of like an alien. I don't want to say alien because it makes it sound daft.
I mean, you can, no, not you don't think you're daft. It's simply unlikely. In any case, you haven't solved the problem, or you've pushed it back to another planet, because the phenomenon which puzzles you, of saying how did our brain suddenly become so much more intelligent. Maybe it was an alien who came and told us about things.
Yeah.
You then ask the question, well, who told the alien?
Who told the alien what?
Who made him clever?
Because they're better, aren't they, on other planets?
Who says so?
Just because of the spaceships they've got and everything. We haven't got them yet. So if they've got the spaceships, I've got to guess they've got better.
How do you know?
Just when you see them, they look sort of really futuristic.
But you've never seen one,
I
have
know,
you?
but I just look at pictures and
I know, but the pictures are drawn by people like you. I'm not sure this is getting us anywhere. Look, chaps, I think...
See, it's a shame that, because he said in his lecture that, thinking should be fun, and yet look at him. Got all annoyed with me.
Oh my god. Amazingly, at the end, he actually has a point. Like, they could have just brainstormed it out and kind of just let him flow. Obviously, yeah, he was completely wrong. But just let him flow at it and, get to his own conclusions. But, alright. That's one way to do it.
Anyway, I think sometimes having, too much information can be a bad thing. The fella I'm on the way to see here, he said his head opened up one day, right? Load of knowledge went in there. Turned his life upside down.
What?
It's crawling within you.
He what?
Alright, welcome back. I'm still sort of on this journey trying to find out if I was more intelligent, would it make me more happy? That's what I'm trying to find out. And just on my way to the Isle of Wight here to see a fella who was sort of a bit like me. He got a load of stick for being daft.
See the green-eyed monsters on the shore.
Carl, how you doing, mate?
That's David Icke. Just in case you don't know, in about 1991 he was on a chat show. He said he was the son of God and that the Queen was a lizard or something, and he got a load of hassle for it. So I just wanted to know how he dealt with sort of being put down.
I never took an exam in my life, Carl. I left school at 15, which was the leaving age at that time. And I look back and I think, what did I miss? I mean, in your life, what of real substance would you have got from school had you concentrated harder and took it more seriously?
Arguing a point. It's something that sometimes I'll be in the pub and I'll say, oh, I've read something about a girl who eats mud. It's something that's gone on somewhere. Now, if I bring that up in a pub and I go, oh yeah, I've read this thing about a girl eating mud all the time, then someone will go, what are you talking about? And I'll go, yeah, I read it, it's in the magazine. It's a bit weird, isn't it? And they'll go, it can't happen. Then suddenly, because I don't know all the facts and figures, I'll sort of go, oh yeah, maybe you're right.
Well, I know, but there's two things to that. First of all, you read A Woman Eats Mud. It don't matter if they believe you or not. You know you read it and you know you saw it.
I know, but isn't second-hand information all about sharing that information?
I know, well, to an extent, but you can only share with a mind that's open. You came out with a classic then when you talked about them saying, that can't happen.
Yeah.
That is classic, concrete intellect, programmed intellect. That can't happen. This is the only possibility. What I learned at school, what I read in the Daily Telegraph, what they taught me at university. There was the great philosopher in ancient Greece called Socrates, and he was supposed to have said, wisdom is knowing how little we know. Now, that is a fantastic way of looking at life, because your mind is always open to other possibilities. We have a real false version of what intelligence is. You're not a stupid bloke.
No,
You're not.
No.
Okay, you can't regurgitate facts about some bloody war years ago. Okay, you want to know about it? Go on the internet, buy a book. Yes, about that war. Yeah, I'll read about
It's just
that.
little things like before you dropped in a quote of someone's and stuff like that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Just being able to drop, it'd just be nice to have a couple in my head that I can go, oh, you know what, so
Oh my god, I'm getting it. His problem is his memory. He can't remember the facts he read. He can't remember the things he learned. Oh, same. Okay, Carl's making a little bit more sense here. All right. That's what he's. Also, he's like, that's good. I like that he links that to intelligence. You can remember facts. You're smart. When that's not the case. But interesting. I'm learning.
So said back in 46.
Sorry,
It'd be nice to have a couple in my head that I can go, oh, you know what so-and-so said back in 46. And that's enough. I think that's all I need, because people would suddenly go, where did you get that from? Do you know what I mean? Did you do that before to sort of just show off a bit, or did you do that?
No, I'm trying to use quotes to make my point. But the thing is that what you're saying there is, if I had a few quotes, then they'd see me differently. Why are you bothered about how they see you? You are what you are. Me, I don't care if I'm seen as intelligent, stupid, crazy, off the wall, having a midlife crisis, any of it. I'm just interested in what is. And if what is not what the systems version is, then fuck them. And the key, Carl, is not to buy it. Because it doesn't matter if people think you're stupid. I don't think you're stupid.
No, but
and it doesn't matter if they do.
Grinds you down a bit.
Well, it does, mate, if you allow it to grind you down. I mean, I'm the living proof, say the bloody least, that you can take enormous amounts of ridicule over a long period of time and still keep going on the journey that you think is right. And following the path that you think is right.
You've got to sort of trust the experts, haven't you? I had like a fella around when I had a problem with the fridge, and he was like a professional fridge fixer. And yet he said, when did you last back it out?
The guy's face! The guy's face! Oh my god! Of all the examples of an expert on anything, the proper fridge fixer. What? I can't get over how he's looking at it like, dude. Are you serious? This is beautiful. I love it.
A fella around when I had a problem with the fridge, and he was like a professional fridge fixer. And yet he said, when did you last back it out? I should be able to go, well, he knows what he's talking about. He's a fridge fixer. But I've never heard anyone talk about backing out a fridge. So it's, who do you listen to?
You have to, in the end, you know, the whole thing is we have a filter which we need to trust, and it goes under the name of intuition, because there are great fridge fixers who have qualification. I'm a qualified fridge fixer.
Yeah.
And there are qualified fridge fixers who are shit.
I think he was that one.
Yeah, so we have to make that decision on the basis of what we think is right. We just have to follow our heart and our intuition and our feelings, and you know, you're not a stupid man, and if people tell you that you're stupid, it's because they are intellectual snobs who are themselves stupid because they have accepted a version of programmed intelligence and they're trying to impose it on you. Fuck them.
Right.
I like David, he was alright, and what you don't know is I sort of have problems with kidney stones and stuff, and I was in a bit of pain that day, and after the chat he made us a brew, gave us some herbal tablets, never had the pain since, so it's good of him that, I liked him.
There you go, that's nice.
This is where I did English, just in this classroom here, which is a subject I didn't do that well in.
Wait, but this started with him doing a test. We didn't see the results at all. We saw him be like embarrassed about him, showing them to the lady that made the bread. But nobody said what the results were, or what they meant, or what, you know, how he did. I thought that was kind of like the whole point of the thing, but okay. I was just curious.
Mainly down to the fact that I don't think the teacher was that good. Do you know, like normally kids sort of read a classic novel to sort of study and what have you. Well, we were doing that, but it wasn't Shakespeare or anything like that. It was Dr. No, Ian Fleming. So it sort of gives you an idea of, you know, what the school was like back then. I'm sure it's better now, but Because, I mean, the amount of books they've got on the shelf there is more than I saw in the 3 years, I think.
There you go.
See, that's another
so
thing.
mega super true. Obviously, teachers influence a lot in how much you learn, and a bad teacher just sucks. I'm bad at math for a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons. But part of it is that in high school for 2 years, I didn't have a math teacher because they took a psychiatric license and they never found a fill-in. So for 2 years, nothing. Recess. So, yeah. So obviously, I also will never forget that my brother, when he was in high school, this was actually in the States, not here. When he was in high school, he had a math teacher that would just fail him constantly. And when he, asked why, because he got all the answers on all test rights, the teacher said, because you didn't show your work. And he's like, I didn't show my work because I did it mentally. And he's like, no, you can't do it mentally because I can't do it mentally. And if I can't do it mentally, there's no way you can do it mentally. So I just failed him. And, dude, that's not how that works. You're just being petty. So yes, teachers have a huge influence on that.
I don't read that many books.
I think.
See, that's another thing. I don't read that many books yet. Intelligent people love them, don't they? Like this fella who I went to see, he writes for a living, and he's really intelligent, yet I don't know, every time I see him I just think, oh, look at him, he looks miserable. His name's Will.
That's
Hello.
a miserable name.
You must be Carl.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Come in.
You well on that?
I'm extremely well. Mens sano corpore,
Jesus,
Carl.
leave me alone.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. What?
Extremely well. Mens sano corpore, Carl.
I don't know what that means.
Healthy mind and a healthy body.
Is that still the main thing to have?
That and a Volvo.
I got
You
it!
sit on that uncomfortable wire chair, and I'll sit here on this much nicer chair.
Sorry. At least it wasn't one of the stripy bastards. I'm sorry, that grosses me out. That's why I try not to kill him that way, but I had nothing, and it was bothering me. My hand feels so unclean now. It has little tiny mosquito guts on it. Okay, I'm sorry that has been bothering me the whole video. But it's gone now. It shall rest in pieces. Alright, sorry.
Body.
Is that still the main thing to have?
That and a Volvo. You sit on that uncomfortable wire chair, and I'll sit here on this much nicer chair.
That's fine, yeah.
Can you just look into my eyes for a minute, very deeply into my eyes, because I'm going to just do a little test on you. Okay? Now just don't flinch. Right, can you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, because with this, I can measure the size of your corpus callosum. Yeah, which is what joins the right and left hemispheres of your brain. And I can tell whether there's a restriction in the passage of information.
I think the right hand's good. I've looked into that, and they said if your right hand part of the brain is bigger, that's your creative bit.
Yeah.
And I looked in the mirror, and because I've got a bald head, you can actually see, if you look at that there, look at that profile, right? Remember that bit? Look at that side.
Oh yes, it's considerably enlarged.
So that's what I mean. So I think in regards to that, I've got the good bit of the brain.
Can you feel that?
It's pretty heavy, that.
Is it restricting your thoughts?
I wasn't thinking about anything.
Yeah, it's restricting your thoughts a bit. I mean, for a start, we need to test your cognitive ability a bit more, so I'd like you to do something for me while I talk to you. Yeah. So I'd like you, could you stand up and get a pipe from the rack? Pick one you like.
I like that one.
You like that one? It's interesting you would choose that pipe.
Why?
Because that pipe is
Belonged to Hitler.
exactly modelled on one smoked by Tony Benn. I should imagine Tony Benn's a figure that you find quite appealing.
The only thing I know about him was a bit of artwork that he liked.
I see. You don't know anything about Tony Benn?
No, I just saw this
art.
thing. It was in the back of a Sunday supplement.
Okay.
Where he was sort of talking about his favourite bit
So you don't know anything about his politics, or
not really.
That he was once Viscount Stansgate? You don't know nothing about that. You are a very ignorant chap, aren't you?
See, look at him, he hates me. This is what...
Dude, this guy is strange beyond belief. But, that was rude. Also, he picked it because he liked it. It has nothing to do with where it comes from or what it's modeled after. I don't get why people do that sometimes. I mean... Harry Potter picking the wand comes to mind, where that actually did make a little bit of sense because the wand picks the wizard or whatever. But, this guy's a jerk.
I worry about if I sort of turned intelligent, is this what I'd have to be like? Anyway, he got me to clean his pipes for him whilst we had a chat.
Ah, smart man.
This is an intelligent thing to do, isn't it?
Well, I mean, pipes are associated with thought, aren't they? You automatically think of Sherlock Holmes, or perhaps you don't.
No, I just think of old men.
Old men.
Lung cancer.
So are you happy that you're intelligent?
Well, I don't know. It's not really for me to judge. You see, intelligence is instrumental. You know, these chaps who are telling you, when you talk about things that you've read, that you're daft, are they intelligent?
You just called him
Well, it's just that there's more of them, so you go with the masses, don't you?
I see.
All I came here for was just to find out if it's worth me reading a few more books or watching the news more or...
Yeah, but what sort of books do you want to read? I mean, do you want to read the Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus? Do you want to read...
Maybe not to start with. The last book that I read, it was about the governor. And it's this sort of London...
I legit thought he was going to talk about that book of the 50 Freaks or whatever the book was called. Like people with the abnormalities. That's what I thought was coming up, but good thing it wasn't.
It was about the governor. And it's this sort of London gangster. I just was struggling with it. It was jumping about a bit, the story. You know, it was like 1 minute he was 12 and then he was like, you know, in prison and stuff.
And you wanted a straight narrative.
Well, but the thing is, I realised it was because all the pages were mixed up.
Oh, I see.
So it was, I got halfway through it and I was struggling with it, saying I can't follow this, and then I turned the page and it was like chapter 1. It was like, oh, the one time I tried to, you know, read a book and it all went wrong.
That was the one time you tried to read. Recently, you tried to
Recently,
read a book.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel
He's in a totally different league to me, that's the problem with him. There's no way that he'd be happy sat in a pub with me talking about, you know, a woman who eats mud. It's just not going to happen.
John Stuart Mill, the philosopher, said, better to be Socrates, i.e. a great philosopher, and dissatisfied than a pig satisfied. I mean, when you talk about being happier, would you like to be just a happier pig?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, because that's all...
Well, fuck off then. Stop wasting my time.
No, but surely that's what
No. I'm a busy man. That is not what life is about at all.
Says who, you?
You're the proverbial bird in the hand, man. You know, you're worried about grabbing for the bush for fear that you're going to lose the bird you've already got in your hand. And that is your anxiety. And what I'm saying to you is nothing ventured, nothing gained. I feel, and you arouse these conflicting emotions in me. On the one hand, I really do just want to kick you down the road. And on the other hand, I want to take all your clothes off and soap you gently with palm olive and clean you tenderly and put you to bed.
Both of them sound bad to me.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? That isn't even a bird in the hand.
Well, that doesn't make me feel very good.
That is not a normal thing to say to another human being, is it? That is bizarre. What the fridge is going on? That, I don't like this guy.
Them sound bad to me.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? That isn't even a bird in the hand.
Well, that doesn't make me feel very good, you rejecting me in that way.
It's just, I'm not that happy with my body. Anyway, nice to meet you, though.
Well, sort of nice to meet you. Sort of nice.
Dude, wow.
That was all a bit weird.
Wow. I have seen KARL Pilkington meet so many people in An Idiot Abroad. I've seen The Moaning of Life. I've seen just, this man has met very, very kooky people and very particular characters and very odd people and stuff. But that guy was freaking awful. Ha! I thought the lady making bread was rude. Jesus, what the hell? Oh my God. That's just... Jesus. That bothered me. Jeez.
I don't think I'd want to be as intelligent as him. I just want to be able to get by and maybe, you know.
See, that's the thing, though. Absolutely nothing of that man screamed intelligent to me. He just screamed arrogant and asshole to me. So, just, I wouldn't use that as a point of reference.
Say the odd thing now and again that people go, yeah, he knows what he's talking about. I got that book that you mentioned, and I couldn't understand it. I thought the pages were in the wrong order again. It was easier to read The Governor. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really learnt anything from this. Just maybe some of us are not meant to be really intelligent. You've just got to sort of make the most out of what you've got and, you know, just get on with it, really. And I'm not sure if I want to be more intelligent anyway, because at the end of the day, if I was, you know, would it be me anymore?
Okay.
Tomorrow night.
That's interesting, though, because it all depends on what the test was focused on. I've taken several IQ tests, and just sometimes you find questions that have nothing to do with intelligence. It's more knowledge. I've taken IQ tests where they were just, most of it was based on math. I just told you guys 15 minutes ago, I'm terrible at math. I've missed out a lot of math. That doesn't quantify intelligence. So I'm kind of curious. What I did take, which I thought was really cool, the way it was done, back when I was like 8 or 9, I took a IQ test. That one measured reasoning and logic, which sounds good to me. And basically it was just also pattern recognition, which I'm actually good at. So I scored quite high. So maybe that's why I liked it. But it was just like patterns, and then it was multiple choice of, you know, they would cut out a shape, weird shape, not like a square or something. They would cut out a shape, and you would have to find which shape matched. Obviously, they were turned, so it wasn't easy. And you had to find which one matched the pattern and the shape that was missing. So you didn't even know how to read to be able to do that one. Because, you know, it was just logic and reasoning and pattern recognition, I guess. So, I don't know. I feel like this was, I don't know what kind of test he took. But, I feel like this means nothing. I wasn't expecting him to score, 350, but I don't know. Just, it all depends on what questions were asked. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Anyway. That was fun. I love this guy. I love this man deeply, and that's why I just did the arrogant guy. He got on my nerves because KARL was just, he didn't deserve that. That was just mean. So, yeah. But anyway, that was awesome. That was fun. I killed the mosquito, which, makes me proud. Feel good. I gotta go wash my hands. But whatever. Anyway, anything. I am on a journey to watch anything and everything KARL Pilkington. So I'm working on it. I got a lot of things done, so that's cool. But this was another one, and I just like it. I like it. I like when he's on a road to self-discovery. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. You've been a wonderful audience. This is me leaving, and I hope you have a wonderful next event. May that be dinner, walking the dog, napping, listening to music. I don't know. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you enjoy it, I'm happy. So, toodaloo.